Formed in 2004 by Megan and Jessica Kennedy, Junk Ensemble has gained a reputation as one of Ireland's most innovative and brave dance companies. They have won critical acclaim and wowed audiences both at home and internationally. We're here today at Dublin's Dance House to speak to Megan and Jessica about their latest work, Dusk Ahead, which runs as part of this year's Dublin Theatre Festival.
And then can someone close the door when they enter? Yeah.
So what can people expect when they sit down to watch Dusk Ahead?
So 5 amazing performers and one fantastic cellist, and so we do create this the world of dusk and what happens when you close your eyes for a second or think that you close your eyes for a second. So we're really playing around with what's real and what's imagined, doing that in dance, with theatre and with music.
The title, Dusk Ahead, where does that come from?
Came from this impending sense of the darkness arriving. We've been looking a lot at the phrase "dusk is the hour between dog and wolf," and so that this sort of sense of almost foreboding, but something that will arrive and that is arriving soon. So, and then when does it arrive? So looking at that moment. The light, our lighting designer Sarah Jane Shields, we spoke to her quite a lot about this idea of day going into dusk, going into night, and that we don't necessarily want to follow that traditional arc, but that the lighting needs to have elements of the invisibility factor when it comes to dusk, that you're not quite sure what you see is real or imagined, and that's where the dog and turning into a wolf comes from, is that it's the domestic to wild, that you turn your head for a second and everything changes. It goes from the safe and the familiar to the unknown and the dangerous. And dusk is it's that transitional time, so it's a time where of uncertainty, so you're not really quite sure what's happening, and it's a going out and a coming in, and that transition is what we're interested in.
The idea of blindness is obviously very, very integral to the piece itself. How does that work in practical terms with the dancers?
So we're really interested in the physicality of people, of dancers, when they really cannot see, and so when they're blindfolded, they truly and utterly are blindfolded. They're black, opaque blindfolds, and so we had to find a way that on stage that they're safe, even though that they cannot see and they really don't know their surroundings. We chose blindness and invisibility to be our entry point, and that dusk is the overall thing that ties it together. The fact that attachment is something that's very apparent in the work.
Attachment, we have, it's reflected in the sets, strings attached to other strings that go across the set, but then we have the performers being attached to each other, and quite uncomfortable attachments. You're attached to people, you're attached to things, and you're attached to certain stories, and you can't quite release yourself from it.